I found myself at a crossroads a few years ago when I had successfully exited a family business that I had supported and helped build up and then returned to run for a few years. I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life in this business. I didn't really like it, but it gave me a decent living, it gave me a good work life balance, and really a lot of freedom to do whatever I wanted. I didn't have to have a boss. And as I saw the inevitable writing on the wall that this industry I was in was going to collapse, I was able to cash out right on time. And I bought a house in the city and rehabbed it, and we ended up selling it for a decent amount of money and did pretty well there. And I had an opportunity to go figure myself out for a couple of years. So I was going to open a State Farm agency. I was going to buy a Fast Signs franchise. I was going to go get a job, which I didn't really know how to do. And it got hard. It was a lot of figuring things out, a lot of brainstorming, deciding, what do I do? What do I want? None of that's necessary. I know that now. I no longer live this way. I don't know how I lived that way. It's very painful to live that way, and we don't have to. I spent years experimenting and trying things and trying to find what I wanted. I looked into marketing technology. I worked in marketing technology for a few years for startups. I ended up joining a company. I got fired after 6 months. I got into insurance. I became an insurance broker, joined a big company. I got fired after 6 months. I got into social media analytics, joined a company. I got fired after 6 months. And then I ended up bootstrapping and starting a business called Sales Partners that did pretty well and now has been turned into another, rebranded, but provides me a decent passive income while I can do what I really want to be doing, which is Red Pill Pathway. What's the point of all this? It's that I lived in a world of figuring it out. I lived in a world of using my creative energy to determine what I wanted and how I was going to get it. And I spent a lot of time, turn that off, and I spent a lot of time on figuring out how am I going to do it. Les Brown explains this to us clearly, and now I understand what he really meant, which is it's not our responsibility to figure out how to be successful. If you're an entrepreneur and you are trying to figure out how you're going to do anything, how you're going to go from 50 million to 150 million, how you're going to go from 150 million to 500 million, how you're going to go from 500 million to 2 billion, how you're going to go from just working on your own with a couple of freelancers to having a team, how you're going to go from having a team to being able to step back and have somebody run the team for you, on and on and on and on. That life is miserable. You may be enjoying it. It's because you don't know there's a better way. We live on the surface of existence. We live in what I call the ordinary world. It's the world we can see. It's the only world we know. It's the world that was created from the belief systems that you adopted from the society that you believe are true. And you're building a life and a business from those belief systems, working on your mindset, your upper limit problems, getting coaching around how to do business better, how to be more productive, how to organize yourself. If you want to be a top 1% entrepreneur, here's what you can do instead. Enter the magical world of reality. The magical world lies underneath everything. It is immutable, essential, and has always existed. This is the spiritual plane of reality. There is a opportunity all of us have right in front of us, hiding in plain sight. to access the power of this world, which is unlimited. You can have anything and do anything that you have always wanted if you access this power potential. There is a price. You must decide that you want it bad enough. There is a problem for entrepreneurs who make the decision they want it bad enough. The problem is we're consumed with our vision. I am consumed with my vision, always. I always have a vision, and I'll do whatever it takes, always. I'm not afraid of pain. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm going to make it happen. That's the problem. I'm going to make it happen. That's not how it works. It can work that way, but it's a miserable existence, and you don't even know how much you're suffering if that's the way you're living. I know this from my own experience, and I have had moments of success, and I have had moments of failure. I've been through all of the entrepreneurial experiences, at least of the bootstrapped variety. Underneath the veil, beyond what you can see right now, lies an unlimited potential waiting for you to find it. It is inside you already. It's very, very simple. Your true self is there. It is talking to you all the time. It is telling you to wake up and pay attention. I am here to help you know what to do. That part of yourself, I call it the chairman of the board, is responsible for how things will happen. It makes the decisions. The part of yourself you're familiar with, I've divided into 3 components. One part is the creative component. That's the part of myself that has great ideas and visions and can make things happen. The other part of myself is the expert. That's the part of myself that knows how the society works, knows how systems work, knows how to think through issues. We let those parts run our business. That's the problem. It's miserable. It doesn't work that way. It's like you got a perfectly tuned sports car and you got grit in the gears. Doesn't run right. The third part of ourselves is the practical side. That's just saying, hey, we tried that before. That was stupid. That didn't work. We're trying to kill that part. We're calling it the sabotaging mind. And we're trying to kill it. We need that part too. It's very simple. Allow yourself to access the deeper part of yourself that knows everything and will be in charge of what you're going to be doing. You do not need to plan anything. It's that simple. That part needs you to let it in and allow it to do its job. And then those 3 parts of yourself, the star, creative, the sage expert, and the practical individual is going to keep you safe and secure, are responsible for taking direction and doing what they're told. There is a way to access this as an entrepreneur without giving up your focus on your vision and your company. This is not a distracting personal transformation program that takes you out of the realm of your entrepreneurial world. It comes into it and changes everything in your life. The red pill pathway is not my pathway. There are red pill pathways everywhere. They have existed, they have always existed, exist now, and will always exist. Everything else besides the red pill pathways of eternal truth, the journey to eternal truth and reality, it's just, if it's not that, it's just another guru that doesn't know what it's doing.